Hello everybody, it's Scott O'Mato, and this is the day that we've been waiting for. Forge for Minecraft version 1.13.2 is in its first public releases. Okay, so it's available on minecraftforge.net, and guys, only get it from minecraftforge.net. I will leave a link in the description, but there are some fake sites out there impersonating this and providing malware infested versions, so do not be fooled by that. Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to install it, but I'm also going to show you how to make a mod pack using a new Minecraft application called Modpack Manager, and we're going to do it in the vanilla launcher. Now Twitch will currently pull down some Forge versions, but the profiles don't work, so it's kind of in initial stages. Subscribe to the channel and I will do some updated videos as soon as Twitch stuff is available. And we are going to get our mods from CurseForge, and guys, always try to get your mods from CurseForge. Alright, so let's go to the minecraftforge.net site and select from the left hand side our Minecraft version 1.13, and then 1.13.2 will show up, and it will give us this window here that shows us that we can download the latest version. So get the latest version, and to do that we're going to hit the installer button right here. Guys, right click on it and open it in an incognito window if you're on Chrome, or a private window or whatever. This will take you to an ad server. Do not click anything in this main window, guys, at all. So we're going to want to skip to get rid of the ads as quick as possible. And if you are using Chrome, Chrome's going to warn you this file may harm your computer, whatever. If you're getting it from minecraftforge.net, you have nothing to worry about. Hit the keep button and it will download it. All right, and then you can close the incognito window. All right, so we have Forge out on our disk now. So let's install it in the launcher. Now you're going to want the launcher closed because we're going to add a new profile to it, or the installer is. Okay, so here is the installer. It will have the Forge version, and it'll be -installer.jar. It is a Java jar installer application. All right, so you're going to want to let that through your firewall, or through Gatekeeper, or through Windows Defender, whatever you need to do. It's an unsigned application, but if you've gotten it from minecraftforge.net, then it's safe. No worries. All right, so it'll pop up this installer window, and we are going to install the client because we're doing it for single player. You may want to install the server, whatever, and it's going to pre-fill your Minecraft folder, your .minecraft folder. So hit OK, and it will pop up a window and go through the build process, downloading the files that it needs and doing all that and creating a new profile for you. So let that happen. It only takes just a moment, and then it'll pop up a window letting you know when it's successful and that the profile name is being created. Okay, so now we'll just open up our Minecraft. So again, open the vanilla launcher, whatever you got to do that, and it should be preloaded here in the play button at the bottom, the green play button for your Forge version. I'll tell you the profile name. If not, select it from the list. Okay, and so we're going to go through and set a few launch options, okay, because we're going to be doing modded Minecraft now. So select that profile from the list here. If you need to scroll down, you can, and open it. All right, and these are going to be turned off by default, but I will turn on game directory, and I'm going to set a directory for the file. Okay, so browse out to your disk or whatever you need to do and find a folder, create a folder. I'm going to have one called Forge 1.13.2. That's just the name of the profile folder that I'm going to use, okay, to match the profile of that name. All right, and if you've done that, then you could hit the green arrow and it'll open that folder in your Explorer or Finder. All right, so we have set the game directory. Now let's set the JVM arguments, which is memory. We're doing modded Minecraft. Minecraft defaults to 2 gigs of memory. All right, this first setting here, XMX, which means maximum memory, is set to 2G. We're going to set to 4. So that's 4 gigs. Now keep in mind, you can only do this if you have 64-bit Java, which means you have a 64-bit computer. Only then can you set that amount of memory. Okay, so check that and be sure that everything's good and that you have that amount of free memory, of course. Okay, so we'll set it and we can save and we're in good shape. Now you're going to want to launch Minecraft and just to verify that your Forge is installed. And once you've verified it's installed, then everything's good. Forge is installed. You can now add mods to the mods folder out in your profile directory. So you can just add mods right here. We are, however, going to go into another step and use a Modpack manager. Okay, so let's go look at that. Now, if you just want to learn to install Forge, you're done, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you're in a hurry, but stick around if you want to learn some really, really valuable information about how to keep your mods up to date. Okay, about how to update your mods. We're going to use the Modpack Manager for that. All right, here's your Forge, or here's the Minecraft launch with Forge being indicated here. 25.0.26 is installed. Everything's good. All right, so let me go ahead now and get to Modpack Manager. So go to the site here. I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's on the Greg Tech Forum. This is the official launch page, and you'll want to scroll down toward the bottom and get the latest release. Okay, the latest release will be here on the list. Download it. It's a zip file. You'll need to decompress that on your disk. Okay, so once you've decompressed it, it's going to have this Modpack Manager application inside of it. Now, this is not a launcher or installer or anything like that. This is the application. So let it through Gatekeeper or Windows Defender or whatever. If you got it from that main site, it's safe. And open it. Okay. And so when you've opened it, you'll get a window similar to this. Okay. Now it will also offer to pre-cache some mods, and you can allow it to do, you know, a few pages of those or what have you. I do have another video on the channel about Modpack Manager that goes in much more detail. I won't go into that much detail in this video, just showing what we need to do the Modpack. So I'm going to assume that you've watched that video, link in the description. All right, so let's create a new Modpack. So we go to File, Add Modpack, and we're going to choose Add Multi-MC Pack. Now that just basically means custom local pack. I've talked to the mod author, and this will be probably renamed. All right, but we click that Add Multi-MC Pack, and it's going to ask us for a location for a pack folder and then the name of the pack. Okay, so the location for our pack folder is going to be that profile folder that we created. So Forge 113.2 is our profile folder. We're going to copy that folder to our clipboard, not the name of the folder, the folder to our clipboard. And then we're going to select paste right there, and it's going to put in the path. Now we could go out and browse for it on the disk if you wanted to do that, but it's kind of easier what I just did. Then we're going to give it a name. So I'm just going to call it first Forge 113.2. And then you're going to want to select the version of Minecraft for it. So Forge 1.13.2. And when you do so, it's going to show you a new window here. It's going to create a new window. Okay, now let me speak about the repository. All right, this Modpack Manager maintains a local repository, which is a list of mods. Okay, so you go to Options Repository, and it's going to say View Repository Contents, and it's going to show you the list of mods that you have. Now, when you pre-cache, that's what you were doing. You were adding pages of mods from the CurseForge site into the Launch Manager. Okay, so you know there's many pages of mods. That's what it was doing, is adding those. Now I have all the mods from there, but in your first stages, you won't need to do that. The main thing you want is you want 113, okay? And you can also sort them by the last update, similar to what we were searching for there. Okay, so these are the list of mods on CurseForge that match this. Now, let's do the same thing on CurseForge so I can describe some issues with that. Under the projects area of CurseForge, under mods, it's going to show you the mods page. So if you filter by the game version 1.13.2 and by the last updated, it's going to show you the latest mods in descending order. Okay, it's going to show you the CurseForge mods, or not the CurseForge mods, the Forge mods are going to be the newest ones, because there is also another mod loader called Rift, and I have some videos on the channel about that. It's been around for a few months, and there's 3 or 4 pages of mods for 1.13.2 using Rift, but they are now mixed in with the Forge mods. Now, quickly the Forge mods will overtake them. Okay, pretty soon there'll be many more Forge mods than Rift mods, but for right now they're kind of mixed. So you need to look in the file description or in the file name to see if it's a Rift mod versus a Forge mod. Don't get those mixed up. It's not easy to tell in this browser which are which. Okay, you can get some information about the mods by clicking down, but it's not really telling you that information. It's just more or less telling you what versions of Forge and stuff like that, or what versions of Minecraft and such like that. All right, so we want to go through and we want to pick a few mods. Now, you can just download the mods regularly and add them, but they still need to be in your repository. So you could go to the mods page and select the file and choose the download button here or the download button on the next area. in these earlier mods download, or these early versions of the 1.13.2 mods, it's not likely that download latest file is going to give you the 1.13 file. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. So you could download them on the disk and install them, but I'll show you how to do it through the repository, and then we'll also do some local mods as well. All right, so this is the main page for the repository. If you wanted to add more pages, you could hit the precache right there, and it would give you a list of pages. If you are not finding one on the list that you know is in here, okay, you've seen it out here, or you know it has an update and it's not showing up inside of here, then you can manually add it by add mods, which would give you the option to go through and like open a mod page and then select the address in the address bar at the top and add that mod right there, and it'll go through and it'll add it. Be sure to add it. Okay, but if you know it's there and you want to update it, you want to force it to update, you're like, it's not showing me the latest versions, type the update. Backpacks is what I want. Like, you could select the backpack ones. You could choose file, force update selected, and it's going to go through and be sure to get the newest information about it, which would reflect the latest versions. Okay, so that's kind of how you can handle the repository. One quick note on the repository is you can also pre-cache new mods. That will give you the option to get the latest mods, like just those is a good way to kind of start to build your repository. So I could get like a week's worth of mods, and it would give me just the latest ones, okay, which are going to be 1.13.2 mods, and then whichever other versions happen to have been updated, but primarily 1.13.2. All right, so we have created a new mod pack. Let's go under File, Mods, Add Mods. All right, and it's going through and it's updating our repository at the moment. That's one thing to be aware of. When this task is happening, we have to let whatever task is going in there finish. But now we can choose Add Mods, and it gives you two options here: CurseForge links or local mod repository. CurseForge links is really nice, but for these newest mods, it's not quite as reliable as this preferred option here, which is do them from the local repository. Okay, now we want to go through and browse through CurseForge to figure out, okay, we want a few mods here. I want whatever, I want apple skin, I want a few mods. Okay, so you'll have to kind of familiarize yourself with that, but let's look for apple skin, and then under options here, I'm adding selection to tree. Now along the side it's showing you key commands, so that's the return key. So if I hit return, it'll do it. Now I could also open the page for that mod with control return. Okay, so I could either select it from the list or do it by key command. And it's going to then pop up a window that's saying, here's the version of the mod. Is that what you want? Select it. Yes, it'll add it to the list. Okay, and then we could go through and search for others. You can see it's removed from the list from our search once we have it. So let's do, for instance, ore excavation. Okay, is another one that I know is out there too. So I hit return. It's going to pop it up, add it to the list. We're good shape. So I'm going to hit OK, and it'll pull the information down for those two mods. Now it's not installed them yet, so let me go over this interface real quick where we've got several columns. It's like a spreadsheet basically. Okay, so it's going to say the mod name, the file name, whether it's installed. It'll be red if it's not. If it's the latest version of the mod, so it'll let you know by color coding if there's updates or not. It's green if it's the latest, and red if it's not. Okay, and so we need to install the mods. Okay, so from that we just choose Install Missing Mods button along the side, and it's going to pull them down. So it's pulled down the latest versions of those mods. Okay, and then I'll show you how to actually add mods that you have on disk. Okay, that's the next thing we'll do. Okay, so out here in my folder, I have several mods that I've downloaded. So I've gone through and downloaded them like I showed you here. And these have actually been in a mod pack that I created before. And so some of them are disabled and allow me to demonstrate those features. So they have the .disabled added to them. So I'm just going to copy all these mods here, and I am going to open my profile folder, and I'm going to go to the mods folder, which, by the way, you can now see has the apple skin or excavation that we added into it. And I'm just going to paste, and it's going to ask to replace these two. Those are already on the list. I'll just go ahead and replace, and we'll be fine. So that will do all the mods. Now, if I go here to the Modpack Manager and I choose Sync with Folder, it's going to update that, but it may not reflect it in the interface, so I may need to quit the application and then open it back up again. Okay, and it'll go through and sync its repository and stuff like that as well at the beginning. So depending upon how many changes have been noticed in your repository, it may take just a moment or so, a minute or so for you to be able to do that. It's going to do 75 mods, so it's going through and checking 75 mods right now. But here I can see the mods were added from the disk, so I can go through and check for mod updates. Again, these mods are in constant update now with 1.13.2. Kind of the ideal thing that you want to do is when you first start your application here is pre-cache the new mods to be sure you get the latest ones. Let it do that, and then check for mod updates if you're working on a mod pack here. And you can see that there is one update. All right, so when this is red, it's telling me there's an update to those mods. Now, I was having a crashing problem with these. All right, so I had disabled some mods that were crashing along with it. Now, in these first tests, that's going to happen. I mean, you're going to have mods that are having conflict crashes and problems, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and actually launch in Minecraft, because this is a working pack right here. And then we'll update these mods and see if that fixes our issue. So I'm going to go ahead and launch Minecraft here, and this will be our first mod pack launch. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so let it happen. Takes a moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I did launch here. I did have to disable the global settings mod. Okay, I got an error about that in here. I didn't have that error previously, but again, things can change, so it'll indicate which one had crashed, but I needed to disable global settings for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and update these two mods here. So I can just select, I don't actually need to select them, but I can choose update mods here and update right there. So it'll go through and grab the newest versions, and it'll get these two, and then it will enable them. So I'm going to test a launch now with those mods, with the newest updated mods, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys, so it did launch with the newest update of useful backpacks. So that fixed whatever issue they were having prior to that. And again, I can see that 11 mods are installed, and I can get a list of the mods right here of which mods are installed. Okay, and check those. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and quit again. Then I'll try one more with the global settings. It's kind of a testing process that you go through when you're testing these new mods, that if it crashes, you need to disable it. If you get several installed, so you really kind of just want to test one at a time just to see how things go. But if you need to, you can disable a group of mods just by selecting them, choosing disable. Just be sure that if you disable a mod, that you also disable its dependencies. So I would need to disable these two as a group. And by the way, what's happening is that it's going and it's adding these mods to the mods folder out here on the disk, and then it's adding a config file as well. Okay, so anyway, that's just a process that we need to go through to do testing. But we do have a Forge mod pack up and running, guys, and we are doing updates and such. So again, if I just want to search for updates, search for mod updates here, it'll go through and check and see if there's been new updates, and then I can bring those down and test them quickly, so I can run a updatable mod pack in the Minecraft vanilla launcher, which is awesome. That's been one thing you can't do. So guys, do tune into this channel to see updates on Twitch, on the Twitch launcher as it integrates Forge. I'll do some videos on that, and then MultiMC in the future as it gets support for the 1.13.2 versions of Forge. But I do so much appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something. And like, subscribe, join the tribe. This is Scott O'Motto. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.